Did you get the email I sent with like the 3 locations we can check, or?
You know, I was looking at a couple of the spots, and I think they'll work probably pretty good. I don't know what they're going to be looking like.
As far as flows go?
Yeah, flows, clarity, kind of what the fish are doing. But it could be really good. You know, it's kind of just up in the air, and we'll know more once we actually get there. But, you know, there are a couple other areas, you know, that we can check out. So, you know, there is a plan B and plan C as well. So we kind of just got to shoot our shot and hope for the best, really.
That's part of the fun, man.
Yeah, man.
Go roll the dice and see what we run into.
Yeah, we'll know more tomorrow morning.
I am not going to bring a bobber, just letting that be known.
Heck yeah, man.
Hell yeah. Creek season is finally here.
Yeah, buddy. Everybody loves creeking.
Awesome, man. We're looking forward to tomorrow.
Sweet, brother.
See ya.
Later.
One baby eat on the woolly bugger.
Yeah, better than nothing, but definitely not optimal.
There is more bugs. The longer we wait, there is more bugs, but it's pretty off-colored. I think we should go find somewhere with cleaner water so they can look up from further.
I think that's a great idea, and I think the bugs are just going to continue popping wherever we go, so.
Yep. Let's go find some cleaner water where they can maybe look up and find a dry fry.
Heck yeah, man. I like dry fries.
Dry fries.
Dry fries. We can walk now.
2 totally different approaches going on right
Oh,
here.
I know. I just look like a pack mule. You know what I'm saying?
going as fast and light as possible. Chacos are the ultimate footwear.
I mean, dude, I'll be honest. I agree. I love sandals, man. You can't beat them. Sandals are supreme.
They reign supreme.
They do. I mean, yeah, let's be honest. They're not necessarily the best outdoor shoe, but they're definitely the most comfortable. I'd say so.
I don't know. I think they're the best outdoor shoe. our first spot was a bit dirty.
Yep, little dirty, little high, but it wasn't like unfishable, but it was off colored and was a little high.
Well, there was small caddis and some blue wings and nothing looking up. Just, that's why we planned ahead.
Yeah.
And now, second spot worked out well. The water was much clearer. As we were walking in, I saw a bunch of grasshoppers.
Yeah. You know, I was expecting to see, you know, more midges, caddis, you know, maybe some early season dry fly action, but, you know, ultimately it seemed like the hopper was a pretty solid bet, and then we got some fish on some nymphs.
Yep.
You know,
yeah, we did.
All right.
We did stoop to the nymph level, but
fine. I will put a damn nymph on. No, not the nymph.
we did get a few good eats on the hoppers. A lot of those eats where they barely nip at it, but they push the fly out of the way.
Yeah.
We're gonna get one of these on a hopper. They're actually gonna eat it, not just splash it off the surface.
But
well, this was your first time fishing the IMX-Pro Creek, right?
Yeah. Never in, you know, fishing. I've messed around with some of the heavier weights, but I've never messed around with a 3. And it was nice. It was really nice. The 3 was pretty sweet, 3 and the 4.
So we put the SA Creek on the 3 weight, which is like a heavy short head, kind of really aggressive for pocket picking or you know, little shorter casts, and the rod's much slower with that creek line.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what you know, most people think of creeks and they think of fiberglass or, you know, really short, soft rods.
Yeah.
But
but even though it's like, it has the nice soft appeal of like a short, you know, lightweight, light in hand, deep bending creek rod, it also isn't like a complete pushover, which is something I think you find in a lot of lighter fiberglass rods. And it's like, today we've got a little bit of wind, you know, nothing crazy, certainly not as bad down here as it was, you know, where we were earlier, but you know, it's not a complete wimp, whereas like a lot of 2s and 3s in the whole fiberglass world, which is as fun as they are to throw dry flies on, you pretty much get hosed in any sort of like, you need to punch it a little bit. It's like they really are just not the right tool for the job.
Yep.
Yeah.
And the one, I love fishing fiberglass because you hook those little fish and the rod just corks. But the one thing that pisses me off about them is when you want to get right on the bank or hit that little pocket, they wallow a bit and your accuracy goes down a bit. But with the creek rods, especially with the lighter lines, like on the 4 weight we had that Rio Technical trout. I wanted to say tactical so bad.
Technical trout. But
but that made the rod a lot zippier.
Yeah.
Still accessible, but man, you could really get into those tight little pockets in between the branches and whatnot.
I mean, like, I think at the end of the day, both being the same length, they do feel pretty different. I think you could use either one in either of the scenarios that you would want to use a 3 or a 4 weight in, but I think, you know, if you do want a little bit more distance, even with that really nice casting, kind of more elegant reel line, I think you still get plenty of power that you'd still want to find in some of your like slightly longer 4 weights or even, you know, potentially up into your like lighter 5 weights. I think it has plenty of power for that.
But not the mendability of a 9-footer.
No, and that's kind of what, but it's also a creek rod. It's not, you know, it's not this full-blown 9-foot 5 weight, 9.5-foot 5 weight where it's like you're fishing bigger rivers. It's still built around the premise of like you're creek fishing, and you know, maybe if all you're doing is throwing dries and hitting really small little guys in tiny high alpine creeks and things like that, the 3 could totally be your bread and butter. And then I think at like something this big where, you know, it's anywhere from 15 to what, 25 feet across, sometimes a little wind, maybe the 4 weight is kind of has an edge. So
yeah,
I don't know.
We did I did lose a couple fish on the 4. They were these fish. Not quite enough bend. I wonder if the 3 would have made a difference. Oh, the monster got away. He was at least that big. There's another hog. Oh my God. Bassmaster, yeet.
Yeah, I mean, maybe, but man, that's a problem. Like you were saying, I think a lot of those tiny fish, they never actually get hooked right. You know what I mean? It's just like a clipper.
Yeah.
And it's so small, it just stays on it, and you're just like kind of hoping it jiggles its way off, you know? But yeah, the 3 would probably, in general, I would say as far as like fish sticking ability, you know, once you're hooked up on a good hook set, the 3 is probably really hard for a fish to get off of because it just sits there.
Yeah, it's soft through the mid.
It's super soft, yeah.
But then when you want it,
but it has juice.
Yeah, you can.
That's what I'm saying, dude. It's like it has the reserve power when you need it, but it's super buttery when you're fishing it, just kind of with your average dry fly or dry dropper setup. So
So do you use the same, like, we were on the computer looking up all our backup options. We had, you know, 4 different creeks we could go fish today.
Yeah.
And is it kind of the same in the Northwest, or are they more spread out?
Some are spread out, but I think it just depends on the river system and also how far are you willing to go. You know, like anything, you know, whether it be here or, you know, out in Seattle or Washington, you know, I think obviously the further you go up a system, naturally the smaller everything's going to become. So if you are a fan of like creek fishing, I find that a lot of those people like to spend time kind of hiking.
Yeah.
You know, whereas
that's part of the fun.
It's part of the fun of it. It's part of the whole exploration. And honestly, most people in the grand scheme, if you look at the pressure, creeks give anglers an awesome opportunity to like escape the madness of stuff that's close to the city and just gets hammered all the time. You know, especially in Colorado on the Front Range and all the tailwaters. It's like a lot of people go there. There's nothing wrong with that. But man, I love getting out creek fishing. And you've got, you know, realistically a solid 6 months to do it if you're lucky, but 4 months is a pretty solid number.
Right.
And you can have some stellar days and still find some really nice fish.
Yeah. I like how fast paced it is because you're never stuck nymphing one hole repeatedly. Yeah. If you're working your way up the river, you're not getting stuck in one spot. You're hit that pocket, okay, no fish, next pocket. Yeah. Rock hopping around, covering miles. You don't do that on the bigger tailwaters.
No, it's like a, you know, post up where you like invest your time type thing. Yeah. And like, I mean, a big part I think of that creek fishing is when it's on, if there's a fish down in that pocket or seam or whatever, and you throw your bug through there, 99% of the time, it's almost doesn't matter what fly it was. If like you get a pretty good drift, middle of summer, there's like a plethora of insects going around, terrestrials, aquatic insects, like you name it, everything's going around. That fish sees that bug, more often than not, it takes a swipe, may not stick, whatever, doesn't really matter, but like you got a response out of the fish. Yeah. And you do that, and once a pocket or a seam kind of goes dry and kind of gets quiet, move. Yeah. Like, and then it's just like you move 20 feet and it's like the cycle continues and you just like kind of work your way up an entire system, and
I like how dynamic the casting is too, because like you just said, you're moving from pocket to pocket, so you're changing directions. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You know, reach cast, reach mend, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty engaging to me.
You know, and at least through the Rockies, most creeks and streams have trout or at least some fish somewhere. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like the mass majority, I would say, do.
Yeah. I guess only the ones that don't are probably those affected by mine tailings that are, you know, there's no bug life in, but yeah, most of them in any major river basin in Colorado, there's probably fish in all these little blue lines on the map.
100%. Yeah, and Colorado has like no shortage at all.
We had 4 different options across the entire state of like pockets of 4 to 10 little creeks we could try.
Oh yeah. And I mean, I think on that note, I think the biggest limiting factor to creeks is really, and especially like we experience it in Colorado because it's so dry, but realistically, if you don't have snow, dude, the first things that are going to go are the ones that are the smallest. You know, so once those go, it's like, I don't know, if it, you know, kind of strike while the iron's hot type thing. So like once runoff kind of subsides and starts coming back down, in my mind, it's like, it's go time. Yeah. It's go time. Like I'm out.
Go get the highest creek you can, and then you work down the system.
Exactly. And just like you work it and break it back down. And it's a great way to just break the crowds. Like you said, have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, like creeks opens up like so much opportunity. So much opportunity. So,
well, like this morning, the first river we chose, the clarity was like a foot and a half, and we could have sat there, grinded out fish. We could have made it happen. But the beauty of creek fishing is like, if it's not how you want it, go check another one. It could be fishing totally different.
Yeah.
And I mean, that's pretty much what we found today.
Yeah, I would agree with that, 100%.
Super fun.
Yeah, and it's only getting better from here, man.
Right, we're a bit early. There's
We're
still
a bit,
snow about
there's still
1,000
snow
feet
way
above
up,
us.
like, oh yeah.